is going on, my super sandwiches? Rhymestyle here with Kiraba and Kiraba. We just watched episode 94 of Dragon Ball Super, and I just gotta say, boy, I'm so excited for Frieza now. It's funny, like, when Frieza first was announced to be part of the team, it was like, why? It's so dumb. I mean, he would never listen. He would never pay attention. He would never, the last thing he would ever do is team up with Goku. It just didn't make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't.
But now it's like, last episode they revealed, it's like, alright, I'll team up with you. I'll do the thing, But you gotta revive me. That's the deal. And Goku accepted. And it's actually happening. Frieza is actually back. But we'll talk about that in a bit, because that was obviously the big part of this episode. Towards the end. Towards the end, yeah. And I'm so excited for episode 95 now. I really need that in my life. And like, waiting 7 days for this is going to be terrible. But at least we got, E3 this week, so it's going to help pass the time. But I'm excited. We'll get to that in a bit. So episode 94 is all about the team kind of gathering last second, and we see, basically Goten and Trunks get sent off to 17's island. We see an awkward encounter between Krillin and 17. 18 and 17 also come in. So weird. Yeah. I was like, what just happened? It was awkward, it was cringe, but I think that was the point. And yeah, Goten and Trunks ended up being tricked essentially into guarding the island, because they don't know about the tournament yet. It's still a big secret to them. And they're gonna be watching the entire island along with Mirin, while everybody's off having fun at this tournament that could potentially end a bunch of universes' lives and stuff. Can I just say how irresponsible Krillin and 18 are for leaving their child with two idiot Saiyans who are like 9 years old? Yeah, I mean, they're very trustworthy. They are, but they're like idiots. Like they're kids. I mean, I like the fact that 18 is putting a bunch of trust in Mirin. She was all like, yeah, man, she can watch herself. She's fine. She'll have fun here. I like that. But at the same time, it's like, I'll be more on Krillin's side thinking, like, you know what? I don't know if I would want Goten and Trunks watching them. They're trustworthy, they're strong, but are they responsible? That's a completely different thing. Island with exotic monsters are threatened by poachers. I don't know. But we can pretty much confirm, because of how that was set up, there's going to be a poacher attack at some point on the island. So this is not going to be an arc focused mostly on the fighting once the fighting actually starts. We're probably going to get a bunch of like not flashbacks, but like flashovers. It's like, oh, this is what happened on Earth. Meanwhile. Yeah, and I actually hope that we see some Goten and Trunks action. I mean, obviously not in the tournament, but I would love to see them fuse and then bust out, like the Super Ghost Kamikaze army as they take on an army of poachers. That would be a really, really fun way to show us Goten and Trunks in action in between the tournament. So yeah, another one. We jumping over to Master Roshi, who's practicing his Turtle Last Resort, or the Surprise Lightning Wave, I think that's what it's called. And he also mentioned the Mafuba. He was like, in a tournament like this, where out of bounds rules is kind of the thing, you wanna use moves like this. So that pretty much confirms we'll see the Mafuba, just as I suspected, and then because he's basically just gonna grab people and toss them out. That's the way to go. But the thing is I got a weird vibe from this. The way he was talking, it's like, why did you choose this place? It's like, well, you know what? I grew up my entire, young life wanting to train under Korin, and I'm here, and I just like being here. Like kind of like one last time. The way the vibe that I got out of it is like, I feel like Master Roshi is gonna go down either first or be one who wants to go down in Universe 7, got like they tossed overboard or die or something. Well, I guess you see it as like a foreshadow. Yeah, it just the vibe was weird. It's like, so why did you choose this as your last place? It's like, well, I lived a long life. I always wanted to train under you. Here I am. Now, obviously, Killer is allowed in the tournament, but you can knock someone out. And I feel like Master Roshi is obviously kind of the weaker characters. He's going to be a big target. He can't really defend himself like someone like Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Piccolo, yada yada yada. So he's going to be a target, and with that said, he's going to probably get some good licks in, tossing people out of the ring with the Mafuba, or even use a Surprise Lightning Wave or the Turtle Last Resort, and a bunch of other key techniques. But I feel like I got this weird vibe, and I don't know if it was just me. It was, okay, I understand the vibe you got, but what I got from it is that he's just kind of saying his, not like goodbyes, but he's trying to reminisce and like soak up, because it is a threat that their universe could actually be erased. Yeah. So in the event that they lose, then of course you would want to be like, you're going into a tournament where the stakes are your universe. Yeah. The entire universe. Of course you're gonna go and be like, I wanted to be here, potentially one last time. It's also a good point to look at it that way, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Let us know down below. And we ended with Master Roshi standing at the end of the edge, and it's like, oh wait, can't fly. And then we of course see him with the spinning turtle thing because he can't fly. Now the question I saw on Twitter is like, why has Master Roshi never flown yet? The reason why he doesn't fly is because his rival school taught that. That's why. That's why he's never taught himself. He could easily teach himself to fly, but like, you know, his rival school, flying has been kind of like a signature move, but because of that, he would never do that. I mean, like, it's like if you are a martial artist, for example, and there's like a secret, not a secret technique, but like a signature technique that they do at a rival school, you would not want to learn that and then use that. It's kind of like betraying your own, like, I guess, beliefs and stuff like that. So that's why he doesn't fly, in case you're wondering, because I know if I saw it on Twitter, you guys are probably talking about it too. Or you guys already might know about that, but that's why he doesn't fly, and he sticks to using his turtle. I forget what the spinning turtle is called, but it's like the one where you have to have like, because he can't ride the Nimbus, but he can ride on that.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So the next part that we get that's kind of cool is we get 17 and Piccolo meeting face to face. Last time they seen each other was when they fought.
That was awkward. I was like, this is real awkward right now.
Yeah, and the way they set it up is like, you know, Piccolo is getting ready to take his, you know, his turban off, and you got, you know, 17 walking in, getting ready to take his gloves off. I'm like, are they about to spar? And then they shake. It's like, well, good to have you, bruh. So it was actually a cool moment. Like overall, like this episode was so like nice. Like
it was.
Nothing really happened other than the fact that they all gathered, but it was just executed so properly well. It looked really, really nice. The art was great. Whoever worked in this episode, you guys did a stellar job. So I liked every single second of that. So everyone's pretty ready to go. But Sidra and Quitella, they came up with a plan. So the idea is they noticed that Frieza, and by the way, once again we have more, I guess, reason to believe, or confirmation, I'm gonna call it confirmation, but reason to believe that if you don't have a full team, your universe goes poof. And even if you're late, as we said, your universe goes poof. So,
of course, that's an assumption.
It's
right?
still an assumption, because I mean, it's like, well, if Zeno says, Zeno does, but like, Zeno can always change his mind, because he's kind of, he's basically a kid. So, Sidra and Quitella are talking at the beginning of the episode, and Quitella comes with a plan. It's like, listen, man, this Frieza guy is joining, Universe 7 is bad, they're going to target you first, who's basically trying to get Sidra on his side. How about we send, you know, assassins on them? And Sidra's like, well, nah, if we do that, you know, Zeno will just destroy us immediately. So what he said was, he's like, look, you don't have to know, just call some assassins in, get them killed, you know. He has a lot of enemies. If Frieza comes back and he doesn't show up, you can just say, oh, well, he's a bad guy, he's kind of a dick, that's why, you know, his enemies showed up and killed him.
Right, exactly. They could use that as an excuse to target him, because it's like, well, it's kind of hard to pinpoint if he has this many enemies, so it could have been anyone. You can't really blame it on me.
Little do they know. Little do they know. Well, there's two things I want to actually talk about here. Little do they know, Frieza is a savage, and we witnessed a really flashy, you can tell this is where all the budget went in this episode. We witnessed a really flashy transformation, crazy music. This is like pumping my blood, because I love Frieza.
He was on fire, like literally on fire.
It's like, yo, we don't have time for this, we gotta go. It's like, nah, you know. Which, by the way, also I like the fact that when Frieza came back to life, they both greeted each other with punches. It's like,
oh, that was hilarious.
Oh, my hand slipped. Like, oh, don't mind me. My hand slipped too.
It was kind of cool to see that, actually.
It was really weird, but cool.
It made me feel like almost like a brotherly exchange. That was weird.
Yeah, but you know, by the way, the Ghost Usher from you know, you guys might remember this from Dokkan. The Ghost Usher shows up and goes, by the way, there's some guys outside, you gotta wanna go handle them. Goku's all like, no, we don't got time, we gotta go. If we don't show up, you know, we're gonna get erased immediately, according to Whis. But Frieza's all like, nah, man, I've been in hell for a long time. I need to like warm up, I'm soft, you know. And they're not revealing who they are, obviously, because that's kind of like their job, but Frieza's about to go ham. And in the next episode of Frieza, he is murdering people left and right. It's incredible. So I feel like, you know, with the way Quitella is setting it up, there were some leaks that came out a couple of days ago, which I'm not going to talk about the leaks in the video, because I don't want, you know, if they are real, I don't want people to fall into the spoilers. So if you want to leave right now, feel free to do so, but we'll briefly mention those leaks. There is, because of how Quitella is setting up right now with the plan to eliminate Frieza, I think what's going to happen is he's going to see that Frieza is not a pushover. You can't just send assassins over there and kill this man off. So what I feel like is based on how that was set up and what's going to happen next episode, I think Quitella is going to see that and change his plan, and I think the leaks that came out a couple days ago are still true. They're up in the air, but I think it's going to happen. The way it's being set up, it's just too right. You know, and Frieza's a scumbag. She knows what the leaks are too. Frieza's a scumbag, so it really, really fits. So if you did, you know, look into those leaks, let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think that those leaks are going to actually happen? Now, try not to use keywords like what the leaks actually are. If you look in the comments, you know, and you haven't read those leaks, Be careful for spoilers. I mean, if you talk about spoilers, you know, in a video like this, it's very likely you can get stuff spoiled. So be careful if you look in the comments. But if you did read the leaks, do you think that's going to actually happen? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I think it's perfectly set up for it. Yeah. The last thing I want to talk about is kind of stupid. So I don't know how GodTube works, but basically you can just look in this like magical, you know, wall, godtube.com/Rhymestyle, whatever the freaking YouTube channel that they go to, because there's probably a Rhymestyle that's like reporting Dragon Ball over there as well, or Geekdom and stuff like that. But they probably look those YouTubers up, or I guess GodTubers, and I want to know how it actually works, because from my assumption, GodTube is just a thing that you can just look up any single time. So if Frieza was to have been killed by these assassins, can Zeno and then everybody else kind of look into the GodTube and be like, yo, you guys can't with these plans, so poof, poof, you guys are dead.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so it's a stupid plan. It's like, you know, let's be secret about the, you know. But I don't know, maybe GodTube has specific rules, or maybe like the way they communicate was super secret, so you can technically tube it. But, you know, seeing that made me think, well, can't they just like look, I'm sure the Grand Priest, who has power to basically create a giant stadium out of nothing, can look up something and be like, hey, yo, you guys did this, so.
Yeah.
Universe 9, Universe 4, you're out. Get out of here. But that's not going to happen because Frieza is going to go ham next week, and I'm excited for that. So yeah, this is a very exciting episode. It's funny, like, again, I sit down, I'm like, I just want the tournament to start, but then I start watching, I'm like, okay, and then it keeps going, I'm like, okay, this is getting good, this is exciting. And every time I sit down and watch this, I end up super happy, and I'm excited about this.
I'm super excited.
Yeah, so if you're excited for the return of Frieza and you think that they're doing it right, I want you to hashtag Frieza all over the comments. If you still think that Frieza's return is a mistake, let us know why. And anything else that happened in the episode, feel free to discuss it down below, as well as any speculations or theories that you guys might have. So yeah, anything else?
I think that's it.
Dragon Ball Super 95, 7 days away, or 6 days now when you're watching this video. Soon, next weekend, I'm excited for this. And I can't wait to see Frieza do what he does best. Frieza stuff. Kill people.
Kill people.
Yeah. It looked really vicious too. The man was like doing like triple death beams and stuff, like the fingers like left and right. Poking people off the head. He was giving people haircuts left and right. Side, like, bruh.
Absolute savage.
Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like in the comment. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you guys next week for episode 95.
Bye.